I think we can start a bit here. What did you guys like about the update today?
Came back.
Me personally, Path of Blood. That was like 6 minutes
Oh
total.
yeah, the Path of Blood change. Yeah, I like the Path of Blood change.
Yeah, I got a total of 4 legendaries from doing Path of Blood. So for people that are struggling with getting gear, that might be a solution.
And there was some nice XP there as well. And going from floor 1 to 100 only took 7 minutes, I think. It was quick. So that was a nice change.
Alright,
And
I'm
by the way,
gonna
sorry about the voice. I have some cold, having some flu.
update patch notes talk. Alright, I'm gonna flip live right now, just so you guys know we will be live.
So wait, yeah, let us know. We'll start the official countdown.
Pretty much, yeah, whenever you guys want to start here. I'm just gonna flip it on while we're talking. And I'm hitting record starting now.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Alright.
Let's go.
Alrighty. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we have Apollyon, Datamine ARPG, Funktastic, Lita, and Tonin Hop are all in there. Who did I mispronounce their name? I know I mispronounced at least one person's name on the list.
You pronounced my name most correctly, so.
All right. Well, I'll take it. Thanks for chatting with me about this, guys, because the patch is, I feel like it's somewhat split. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I feel like some people like the patch, some things in the patch, some people don't like some of the things in the patch. We're probably going to end up talking about the normal gyms, I'm sure, at some point. But mostly, let's just start with like general impressions. How are you guys feeling about it overall? Looking at, I'm gonna pull up the patch notes while we're talking here, so I can, and I'll stream the patch notes to you guys too in the Discord, so we can look at it at the same time here.
All right.
It's a very good idea. I didn't really read much of the patch notes except for the fact that okay, this is actually one of my favorite ones because this is something I've been looking forward to, such as stash space. I've been asking since day one. Because I farm, because I farm on alts and stuff like that. I can finally follow myself instead of running my phone and my computer. This is great.
Yeah, true.
That's fantastic. Also, running dungeons. The reason I hate running dungeons, especially Canberra Echo, is because of the invulnerability. So they really addressed pain points that I personally had for a long time.
Yeah, I agree with both of those points.
But aside from that, as a patch itself, it is very, very tiny. Probably the smallest. Probably a real minor update.
It feels like more of a filler update before the nice update comes out on 22nd. That is how I feel like. But having that additional stash, I feel was really good because I was getting really annoyed, like going back to the essence transfer every time to extract and come back. So now I can just put my legendary items that I farm daily in that stash, and when I'm done, and I'll just identify all of them at the same time and just extract them at the end of the day. So that was good.
Yeah, I really hope they just bring back the ability to salvage our legendaries again, because this is really, really annoying. I didn't think it was a problem at first, but it's not. At least give us an option to extract everything at once instead of one at a time.
I just think they need to move. If they move the feature of the essence extraction system to all the blacksmiths, then it's fine.
Yeah.
And then make it where you don't have to click so many times. Agreed. Like there should be a warning if it's like an upgrade, so that way you can see it, or you should be able to see the green arrows from the actual essence extraction system. Because at the moment you just see the icon for whatever item it is, but I don't think you actually see the green arrows when you're going to extract stuff from it too. So that'd be one way to do.
You don't, you don't. And they also don't tell you if it's an ancestral weapon. So I've been forgetting to check if they are.
Yeah.
So I have been selling.
Well, it also doesn't. There's a lot of gears that shows that doesn't show the green arrow, but it's actually a huge CR upgrade. Like I've been having to sum up all my attributes before I sell gear, regardless if they have the arrows on them or not.
That's why I always manually check every single piece of gear. No, because I don't trust that system, and my math is really bad.
And the other one that we really, really do need now, especially with the more amount of legendaries that we get and with the essence system, is we need to have a way to lock our legendaries that we have in our bags. There's a lot of us that have backups for like PvPs and purge or whatnot, and sometimes like I catch myself like thinking like, bro, did I just essence transfer what I was saving? Like we need to lock that.
They need to do that for the set pieces too. I have a buddy who salvages green pieces every day by accident. I always make sure I check it like 3-4 times before I salvage anything.
I will say I'm even though I wish the first additional stash tab was free, I'm happy that at least it's a low price. That 2,000 platinum I don't think is ridiculous. I think that's. I was hoping it wasn't going to be like 10K. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which I'm also surprised too. They could have made that a real money transaction. They could have made so much money. I've been saying this since in a lot of my videos.
They kind of did.
Yeah.
I mean, the second tab is you have to literally have a monthly reoccurring fee, which for me I think is trash. I mean, I'm just gonna say I hate that personally. I think that tying things to monthly reoccurring fees, quality of life things, I absolutely hate, and I hate that they do that with the inventory too. But at least this now additional stash tab is, 2,000 platinum. That's very reasonable.
Absolutely, yeah.
That wasn't correct.
Yeah,
I think in general there were a lot of nice quality of life changes in the update, but what kind of is of interest to me is that things from the previous update haven't even been fixed, like the essence transfer, like we're talking about. Once you have it capped, you still have to go through several steps. I would have liked to seen some of these things kind of amended before they started throwing new things like auto follow.
Yeah, or just remove invisible people from the battlegrounds. Finally, right? I mean, some of the bugs are still there. I could see that being fixed would be nice, but and I looked at the bug fixes. There's actually no. Maybe they added them now. Let me look now. I was gonna say because I checked when the blog post came out, and there were no additional bug fixes. Here we go, November 1st. Nothing.
They always seem to add things that no one ever asked for.
Yeah.
I think it's a priority. I'm like, no one ever asked for that. I forget which patch it was, like a couple patches ago. It's like, no one asked for this.
What's funny is that now I'm doing Oasis Cirque Shus RC, and the whole party is just following me while I'm just going killing the mobs, and then just people just auto follow, auto collecting the loot, and yeah, I mean, who asked for that?
Yeah, the auto follow struck me a little weird because it seems to me like almost a quality of life enhancement for like AFKers or something. Like I don't really understand. I don't know who's actually going to use it, but I'm not mad it's in the game. My problem is, and I almost made a video just talking about this and stuff, just like a random tips video today, but is Perils of the Fin limited time event? This is the stuff I hate, is that the events are neither rewarding nor an actual event. It's an event in the name only. This event is literally telling me to go kill 15 monsters. That's my event, is I go kill 15 monsters. And it's like, that's cool. And I'm not mad that we have essentially a login bonus 2.0. It's just free things, but it's not an event. And if we are going to call it an event, let's make it an actual event. Like the Fracture Plains, that's an event, but we get it. Well, we've had it twice since the game's come out. And then the rewards for whatever these event is are not good. I don't think 1 pearl is acceptable. It should be like 4.
Yep, it takes too many. That means you have to go through 40 events for you to have enough pearls to be able to craft something as a free to play. I mean,
yeah, it's a low. It's kind of a lot in my personal opinion. But again, the game. I feel like the game is. I'm not mad at any of these changes. They're all like. It's getting better, but the one that might actually kind of not just be a quality of life change is the gym change here. This is the one where I'm kind of curious. I'm really curious because everything else is like, yeah, I mean, we're going to be happy about stash. We're going to be happy about boss and vulnerability phases, the Path of Blood rewards. You were saying you got, what was it, 4 legendaries from that, Leva? How difficult, some quality of life stuff. I mean, this is all good stuff, but the real big kind of elephant in the room is this normal gyms.
I think, to be honest, I think the normal gems are an attempt to get, in particular, PvE whales to spend more. PvP whales have known for a while that secondary stats are very, very big. At a certain point, and a lot of us say above 6,000 resonance, or just a little higher than that actually, but at that point, your secondary stats become more important than resonance itself. And if you PvE only, this isn't quite as important. And this is a way to add the regular gems or add in a point that they start increasing, whether it's main stats or combat rating, or even benefits like lifesteal or anything to that effect that we've seen in previous Diablo games. And that will cause the PvE whales to now have interest and scoop them up as well. On certain servers, but not all, things like rubies can sit forever. On my particular server, most gems are bought out instantly at max price, except for rubies and a lot of times aquamarine. But if they start increasing CR, all of these players that are PvE only, and we have a lot on a competitive server like I'm on, all of a sudden go from not buying any gems or regular gems to buying everyone they can. So it's just an obvious cash flow to me, and I don't have a problem with that in the nature, because the game needs a cash revenue, otherwise the game doesn't exist. I just not sure this was the best idea.
Well, we also need supply of gems too. Like the supply is very minimal, which I would expect that by now we should have been getting like rank 2s or rank 3 gems, especially at like Hell 8 or something. You know, like majority of the players in that are in around the Hell 8 that have been playing from the beginning have, you know, rank 7 gems that are probably trying to get to rank 8, and the amount of duplicates that you need from rank 1 is astronomical. You're looking at 2,000 duplicates plus, not to even mention the rank 10 guys, right? So like where, and you're going to make these gems more desirable across the board. Where are you going to find them? Like how are you going to get these gems?
So in the patch notes, it says, additionally, we'll be modifying hidden layers to provide players with additional ways to obtain tradable gems. Now, we don't know what that means, but what if they just remove the cap where it's, okay, hidden layers now drop gems and you can farm them to your heart's content. Maybe this gives free-to-play players something to farm and well something to buy to start an economy. Are they trying to create an economy? That's what it feels like.
Well, there's already gem farmers as well, and not everybody's aware of them because they don't exist on every server. But there's a lot of gem farmers. They really like Mad King's Breach, and you can see them by the dozens. They go in groups, they farm their 12 gems a day, they swap to different characters, goes on, and then they list the gems on the market. And I have to suspect that this autofollow is kind of related to that. I believe the autofollow is designed basically to allow these groups of players to now follow each other to layers and farm more gems and put them on the market.
I agree, because that's exactly what I'm doing. As a guy who has 2-3 alts, I don't have 15 of them, but 2 is enough. I do run my main, and I have my guy just AFK the dungeon. Usually I'll run Destruction's End because that way I can just teleport to the boss and still get gems in the dungeon. But now with the auto follow system, I can pick up shit on the way.
Wait, hold
So,
on. So
yeah.
Is your, let me see if I get your theorem correct here. That this is almost like a RuneScape level change where they're almost relying on the bots. Where they're like, all right,
To
we're
keep
gonna
the system
let,
alive.
to keep it alive, to farm the resources so that the players have something to buy. Is that's your guess? I mean,
It's
that
supply and demand.
Supply and
they're-
demand, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
aiding the supply.
Man, that's actually a pretty reasonable. I'm curious about that. You make me scratch my head a little bit, because the thing is everyone needs gems is the problem. Like everyone needs gems, and you need so many of these things. What was it, like 100,000 gems or something? What's the total number of gems you need to max out a character, including triple rows? Do we know that number off the top of our head?
I got it here. Hold on.
19,800 something to max 1 gem to rank 10, I believe so.
1 gem.
Ni-
Oh
ni-
my
Yeah.
god.
19,683 for yeah.
Yeah, so that does make sense. If everybody can only farm 12 gems a day, they definitely need a sort of way to encourage gem farmers.
It's
And if-
118.
yeah.
Right. Sorry, it's 118,098 is the total amount of rank 1 duplicates you need to get all 6 gems to rank 10. 118,000.
I believe you could slot 18 in though, so you need you're gonna need well 360,000.
Sorry, yeah, I only did it for 6. I didn't do it.
Oh no!
Oh, I feel like puking right now.
All right, so
It's 14. It's 14 slots.
14 slots. All right.
Yeah. 280,000.
Just a cool 280k.
Oh, that's not bad. I'll do it tomorrow.
All right, so the reality is, if you're actually buying, like, if you're going to these bundles and you're buying, like, I don't know, the Gem Cutters supplies bundle, the joke's really on you, right? I mean, how you need so many of these things. It's kind of crazy. The amount of these you actually need is actually ridiculous. I never actually
That's why I'm so confused of why they're so cheap and stingy on giving you gems. Even the compensation shit. Here's one of each gem for your compensation. At least give us like a higher rank gem. It doesn't hurt you guys to give us a rank 5. We still need 100,000 copies more. Like
They are
It's-
obsessed with the number 40 for some reason. It takes 40 weeks to get, those pearls. It takes what is it? 40 years to grind one
42
gem to 40 years to grind one rank 10 normal gem, and it also requires 40 days for a whale to buy rank 10 gem. If they only buy rank 1 gems in the marketplace, it takes 40 days because there's a 500 item limit per day. So I don't know what's up with 40, but
It's a Diablo
seems to
4
be-
confirmed meme, I think is what it is.
if that's the case, because it's funny. The number 4 is bad luck in Chinese, so I don't understand why they're so obsessed with that number.
It means
Yeah.
that
It should be it should be number 8. But yeah, that theory with the encouraging bots and gem farmers to farm more gems is definitely right up the alley there, because no one asked. I've never seen any forums on anything on Reddit asking for auto follow.
Lower
So 5-minute
difficulty.
AFK doesn't apply on that anymore?
What do you mean?
I mean, before, if you stay AFK standing, after 5 minutes, your character is going to leave the party. What happens if you're following the player and
See,
not doing anything? What will happen after 5 minutes?
Well, here's the thing: if you're farming, even if you're AFK, you actually don't get kicked out as fast as you would like if you're in town. Because if you get a kill streak and getting XP, it still counts as you're kind of playing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't think it'll change anything. But yeah,
Oh.
having the auto follow will just kind of just helps people like me who don't have to multi-box or like go over to your phone, swap to
Yeah,
the monitor.
this feature actually does encourage everyone to create another character. If even they don't have a system, a great PC, they can just do that with the device, another device that they have with
Mhm.
them, and just enable the option follow player. That's it. It will work for them. And nobody asked for it. It's just like I just said.
Yeah, it encourages people to be more lazy. I guess it's good too.
well, it would be nice to have a hidden layer. Like all of us only do the hidden layers once a day because you get all only six, right? So if they can increase where it's more than just 6, maybe you can do hidden layers 3 times, 5 times. I mean, that would duplicate the amount of times that we can get a couple of gems. Perhaps fishing, you're gonna get gems from fishing. I mean, yes, what DM said with that $8 bundle where you buy the gems, that's really low amount of gems that you're getting for the bundle price. But I still think that they gotta come with a higher rank gems. I'm ready to see rank 2s.
I like that idea.
I agree with
I-
that too.
I don't
can
think that's
imagine. It's gonna turn more into RuneScape. You're gonna drop a casket from you fishing, and you're gonna open it. You got a chance to drop like scrap material or gems or whatever.
Don't tell me I gotta fish all day to make my Diablo character stronger.
But what if you can fish a 5 out of 5 star Bloodstone Jade, but it takes you 2 full days?
And then we're gonna see a lot of bots
1,000
fishing.
hours.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can go and create guest accounts and farm, like do the fishing on that. If you get lucky with the Bloodstock 5-5, you just keep that account and sell it or do that.
Well, it's
is
funny
what I
you said
would do.
that.
Yeah.
It's so funny you
That's what
said
I
that.
would do if-
While the patch was down, while our server was down for 2 hours, I had somebody from a clan member that created an account on a European server, and from his first rare quest, he got a 4-star Bloodsoaked Jade.
Oh my
Jesus.
god. Fuck that guy.
Was it bounded?
Yeah, bounded.
Yeah. That was like me when I first started the game. I got a 3 out of 5 star Howler's Call. I thought that was just like a welcoming gift for everybody. And I didn't know anything about legendary gems, and I found a Seeping Vial and a Chip of the Stone Flesh the week after, and I used it as
Valk.
fodder because I was like, I'm not able to rank these guys up.
There's one of my viewers mentioned that there is actual such thing as a lucky character, where there are people that will make an alt and they will run to the point of getting that bound crest, and then they'll run, and if they don't get a lucky a white gem out of it, they will delete the character and make another one, and you'll keep going back, like continuously doing it until they find a character that is lucky, and then they'll level that up.
I've been hearing this for every gacha game I've played for the last, entire lifetime of mine. Everyone believes that shit.
Yeah, it sounds like a Pokemon. Like, you got some good IVs, get a shiny one, keep it up.
I mean, I don't know.
I feel like I have a lucky character because I have some good RNG, especially with legendary sets and stuff like that too. And I didn't have Magic Find back in the day. And I'll also get some decent amount of gems. I found like a 5 out of 5 Swen's Haunting on my first month. Sold that for like max plat. And I was trying to be a free to play player, but I had to give in at one point.
All right, so normal gems. In conclusion, looking at this, how you guys feel about this? Yay or nay?
Do we know exactly how the attributes work? Because I still don't understand.
Nope.
No. Okay.
Not
No,
yet.
we don't. The attributes or how it affects it, the data is not in the game yet. And I did find a function, and it's called get inventory base attribute normal gem add rate. Okay, so it is safe to assume that based on the function name, every gem will add to the base attribute rate, whatever that means. I mean, if you open an item in your inventory and look at its stats, in the details of it, it actually says base stat. So I don't know if that's it or if it's going to be something else.
Yeah, the base stat of the set items is really just life and damage, right? Like when we look at our set items underneath the name, we only see life, or damage. Really, it's damage for the gloves only. Everything else I see is life.
Yeah, it's damage only on one, which is gloves. So essentially, my understanding of it is it's essentially resonance, but just for each individual item. We don't know the percentage or if it's a flat amount or what. That's basically what the rubies and tourmalines do already anyway. The only difference is that's going to be, I'm assuming it's percentage based, which is where for me, like the kind of like, it comes in. And if it gets stronger based upon the rank of the gem, then we have an even bigger
That's
problem.
the
Now, if
data
it's
miner,
just,
Cody.
okay, you
That
have a
guy is
red
the data
gem in there,
miner.
so you get, 3% or whatever extra. And as you rank the gem up, it stays the same. It's not really like pay to win. It's just like everyone gets a percentage increase. But I'm assuming that it's basically resonance for each set item individualized. And then you have to, level up the gem to get the bigger resonance amount would be my guess.
Yeah.
Dang, that's way cooler than what I thought I was gonna be. I thought it was just gonna be here's some strength, here's some combat rating, you get like 5 damage. Like
I do have some feedback from the whale's perspective on the normal gems. So, since my gems are maxed out, I'm not going to be increasing my resonance any higher because it's just not worth the value. But most of my spend goes towards secondary gems right now. And we're pretty much starved on our server for them. So all the whales are like competing and fighting for this scarce amount of secondary gems. And I think the way that they're doing it is to really, like you guys have mentioned, encouraging the gem farmers, but also giving the free-to-play players a way to monetize their activity so they can get legendary gems, and get their resonance up. Plus they skim 15% off the market, right? When they freaking sell anything. So like I'm still spending money, but it's mostly going towards secondary gems. But what I'm having to do is run legendary crests to get hopefully good enough legendary gems to sell in the market so I can get my platinum boosted. So I'm not like buying platinum because it's super expensive to do that. So I think it was a smart play on them for monetization. It's still very unclear as like what the end game is going to be, or if they're going to increase, we really wanted to see like rank 2 secondary gems. And there was like a rumor that in Hell 8 that they were dropping in layers. So everybody, like the big whales, like tried to rush to unlock Hell 8 to go test it out, and we found out pretty quickly that was not true. But I don't know if they're going to increase because it's such a big moneymaker for the big spenders.
Yeah, pretty
They
valid
should.
points.
They should. I mean, every Diablo game increased the quality of the dropped gems, as you
difficulty
progress.
rises.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm aware of that. I played every Diablo game, but we just, as a clan, because we have so many whales in our clan, we've had this discussion where it's pretty much, what's their motivation to increase the size of the gem drop for us? It's negative monetization for them because it takes so many rank duplicates just to upgrade your gem. So it's just so expensive, especially when, as a high resonance player, like resonance is supposedly king, but if your secondary stats are garbage, like you're going to get farmed in battlegrounds. So, there's a handful of players where their secondary stats are just off the charts. Like Top G has like 4,000 potency or almost 5,000 potency. Like you can't even get near the guy without getting melted, even if you're over 7K. So it's frustrating to a lot of the big spenders when they're like, wow, I wish I would have known. I should have freaking, hoarded and accumulated secondary gems in order to be more efficient or effective as much as I've spent in this game. So on my stream, what I try to encourage the new players to do is not sell their secondary gems because they're super important, especially if they want to PvP, to keep those stats up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you're right on. I think they will catch a feel to see how the activity will be after this gem update comes out, and then probably outweigh the outcome and see if, maybe down the line we could see it, because I mean this gem update is going to increase activity, right? You're going to have more people farming, you're going to have more people chasing them, and that creating more activity in the game could generate additional revenue. And depending how that comes out, I mean, that's how, in a business mentality, that's how I would assess it, right? You come up with something like that and see how people respond, and then you decide your next move.
Yeah, I mean, as we established, if you want to max all your 14 slots, that would be at least 1.5 years for one whale of constant shopping 500 gems a day to get all of them to rank 10. So this is already nuts. So,
But isn't JT already maxed though? It hasn't been a year.
no, he's not
At
maxed.
rank 8, I think.
Yeah.
He has rank 9,
Yeah,
and
gems
he
are
could
rank
rank. He could rank 1 to rank 10 if he didn't already, but I think he didn't do it because his next best backup gem, like a ruby or something, would have been rank 7s or something. So he was waiting to leave more of them at rank 9 state before ranking 1 up to 10, because you're effectively losing, I think, total stats if you do that.
Okay, yeah, especially with, I think that's one of the other things I wanted to talk about was they mentioned they're going to boost the rubies and the tourmaline because of the diminishing return. Like it didn't make sense to rank from 8 to a 9 because of that. You lose so much, right? And it costs so much. So I'm interested to see like what that boost is going to be, because I've got 2 rank 9 rubies on me right now. And it was very painful to even make the decision, but there was just so many rubies on the market that were available. And it seems like rubies dropped for me more than any other gem.
Yeah, but the jump from rank 9 to 10 is just enormous. I mean, here I put a table into the general chat. You can see it. I mean, for rank 9, you only need 6.5K, okay? But, for rank 10, you need to add twice the amount, 13,122. Wow. So,
wow,
yeah, so that's just a huge jump.
Wow.
Wow, it really goes up a lot. Holy shit.
Rank 7 is what I think is more friendly for small players like us. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, rank 7. I have a rank 7 unbound ruby just because I keep getting unbound rubies every time I farm gems. That's like the only thing I can find. But I think another good solution with this, for instead of like adding extra damage or life, they could add a secondary stat like life on hit on Ruby. That'd be cool.
Just like Diablo
Yeah.
3.
Exactly, because there is a life on hit stat in the game, but none of the gear provides that. You can't
That
find
would
that.
be nice.
Yeah, life on hit,
Incoming
life
Blood
steal.
Knight.
Yeah, exactly. Something like Ruby can give, like, I don't know, maybe dodge chance, maybe something that it's in the game, but it's not. Nothing provides it. Because we
That
need
would
something
be
also.
just a
Yeah,
challenge.
yeah. We also need something that to counter the current overpowered Essence Mastery, because we have all damage boosts, but nothing to counter for defense right now.
Balancing
I-
needs a lot of work, but I don't think they are going to do anything about that. I've been doing Battleground every season, and the matchmaking system is just getting worse for me. Even when I'm in bronze, I'm like fighting 6,000, 7,000 resonance players.
I'll show you, Cody.
It's like they need to do something with the matchmaking as well. Otherwise, for a normal player like me, trying to upgrade
Look at
normal
this,
gems
Cody.
would not make sense. I would still be doing the PvE more.
This is
than
everybody we got
PvP.
there.
So personally, I don't think the normal gems going to affect me all that much, unless I care about PvP, which I don't all that much currently. And
It-
and like that needs a lot of, like, you need to invest a lot in PvP, unless they end up fixing the matchmaking system where I can go and fight players who are similar to my resonance and my CR. Then it would make sense for me to go in the battleground and fight players who are closer to me in resonance and stats. But currently, it's completely broken. Sorry about that. Like, it's completely broken. I have like fought many of whales there, and they just end up one-shotting me. Like, my whole 100,000 HP goes away in one hit.
But you're also a wizard too, though, so you just get automatically clapped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Last
the
guy did.
monk, the monk comes at me and just do the attack, and I'm like,
Yeah.
poof, dead.
Okay, personally, I like that. I like being like the underdog. Like, I have 2.6k resonance, but I'm in battlegrounds with Amber Turd. I see her all the time, and she has 7.3k, 5k, and so it doesn't make sense. So just because like there's like nobody up at that bracket, I guess, right? Once you hit legend, so they just gonna put you with people that are up at that same bracket. So it doesn't matter how much CR resonance you have.
Thank you,
at that
Damaj.
point.
I
But
think
now,
it would,
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I think it would be great if they had like a toggle, like an option to be matched with higher strength players, like
I agree.
so that it can
yeah.
tell you and say, hey, we can't match you with any matchmaking right now because nobody's playing, but would you like to be matched with higher strength players? And you could say yes or no. Because
Fair.
some people like the challenge and they enjoy playing. Like, we have some less than 1k resonance players that are in our bracket, and they're
Mhm.
effective, and they just try not to die, and they just try to support, and they enjoy it because they find it a challenge.
Exactly.
And then
yeah.
yeah, so I think that would be great if they could give us a toggle.
Custom lobby go a long way for that as well, because a lot of whales
Yeah.
don't like the quality of match either. It's a pretty big misconception that whales want to go in and one-shot everybody. We want
Right.
some fair, balanced games as well.
Yeah.
Reading someone in my clan chat today, he was like 900 resonance, and he was like raging in clan chat and saying that I was fighting players in BG today which were over 200,000 HP, and I was not even tickling them. And he was just raging and saying, I feel like I'm gonna quit this game. And the clan leader was like, I will try and help you with some builds, but then there is not much you can do with the build if you are 900 resonance and fighting players who have like 5,000 resonance. They're just gonna go all over you, and that it's been like the BG is broken for like past 2 months, and they need to like go back and see if they can fix the matchmaking system. Before, it was not all that bad. I was just actually enjoying myself in the BG, even fighting 2,000 resonance more people than me. I was actually enjoying those games. But recently, like monks with 7,000 resonance, necromancer with their rat form coming at me with a chip of stone flesh just melting away in like single attack.
But
I
think
got a
about that.
couple-
That's the essence mastery, right, Polion? If you know that. Okay, so you know the new Monk Mystic shoulder piece, right? It's a 59% damage boost at level 4 essence mastery. We already saw it
And
broken at 30%, but now it's 59%. That's a little too much. So that's why people in Battlegrounds are whoever sees each other first. I don't even care. That doesn't even matter resonance at this point. Like whoever attacks each other first
I mean,
will win.
it's going to get even more worse because we know that they will be introducing more Paragon trees in future, and they will bring some more damage with those Paragon trees. And our whales who cannot increase their damage currently because they are maxed out, they will go and use that damage, and then they will have even more damage against players like us who don't upgrade get as much upgrade on our life and HP, and things are going to be even worse because there won't be any matchmaking system, and then maybe down the line in 1 year, things will get just immunities and one shot hit everyone. Whales will be hitting one another, doing one hit, and like going all immunity and stuff like that. I've seen that happening in other mobile games. Like things started good, you have a good fight where you like trade some blows, it feels good, but after 2 years it gets to the point where the damage is so high for those Wales players. It's just who can get the first hit is going to win the fight.
I think
that's
there's
how
kind of
it is.
another
Mostly
problem
yes.
too, which is basically that I don't think there's actually like enough players playing PvP. There's the PvP community, but the community feels significantly smaller than the rest of the game. I think a lot of people don't play
100%.
PvP. And because of that, the matchmaking system's got a pretty tough job already, which is like we got to match all these people and cut them up by resonance and stuff, and it just doesn't have enough people to pull from. The other problem is, I think as the game goes on, like items are only getting stronger, resonance is only becoming better. So the gap, it feels like it's widening with things like Essence Mastery, etc. And then they add the normal gem, which maybe in theory isn't that bad because it's like, okay, I think Amber was making a decent point about like, well, this is a free-to-play income source, and that may be true. But there's also the problem that, okay, well, Hidden Layers is the one that's being additionally added to have more. Well, Hidden Layers are competitive. Like, they're not infinite. You can't just go grind Hidden Layers. So this is going to make more people on the map have to compete for the Hidden Layers all of the time. And if bot farmers are there, it's going to piss off even more people. And then the gap is widening.
Okay, another thing here. You can go to a normal difficulty currently right now, like normal difficulty, Hell 1. Hell 2, Hell 3, you will find a lot of boss running in those difficulties doing the open world farming in a macro, in a team of 4, just standing on one spot and killing things, getting gems, while the person is not even there. Hell 1, Hell 2, Hell 3 is like that, and even the normal difficulty is like that. And after 22nd of February, those bots will be going in like those hidden layers and farming the gems as well. Higher hell difficulties will stay normal, but lower hell difficulties will be like becoming elves only, bots only, and we will be seeing that on social media and Reddit soon enough.
Yeah, we already
I
see
already
that.
see
We see
that.
that. We see that already. Yeah. So just now, it's got hidden layers could be more competitive, the harder to get into.
I don't think Hidden Layers is going to be bot farmed. I mean, Hidden Layers is not always popping in the same spot consistently. It's very random, and it has its loot pool shared with the lootables in the map. I mean, I don't think you're going to have bot farmers in Hidden Layers. Hidden Layers would be mainly for the free-to-play guys if they're the ones doing that. But there are bot farmers that will have a group of 4 killing around mobs in a fixed spot, like they do in the boat, in Billifin, and some other zones, right? Yes, there's people doing that for sure. Yeah, but I don't think bots are gonna be in the hidden at all. And then when it comes to BGs, leader is 100% right. Whales want to have more competitive fighting, and I see a lot of the guys on my server want to have competitive fighting, and it's very and what Ember said with the toggle, I mean, that system is already there with Vault. That's would be super fair, and that would make BG better. And then to what DM said, yes, you don't have people to fill the vaults, but people don't want, you don't have people to fill battlegrounds, but people don't want to do battlegrounds because the matching system is garbage. Like, I have also people in my clan and in my server that rage every BG saying, I'm never doing this again, I'm quitting the game, the BG matchmaking is garbage, you keep throwing us against, the whales and blah blah blah. I mean, it's like It's a domino effect, right?
People are just
Yeah, it's a
people are
circle.
just scared to enter BG right now. No one admit that, but they are scared to go in BG.
I mean, if
Because they're-
you go up against 4 monks, you go up against 4 necro. Oh, that's another thing. Getting 4 or 5 of the same classes. I mean, matchmaking in BG is one thing, but also the class distribution or the class. I don't know what to say here, but for example, there are matches that are 4 monks on one side and 4 necros on the other side, or all the barbs and monks are on one side and all the ranges on the other side.
Yeah, they don't care.
You know, it's like, is there a guy that sits behind at a desk doing these just giggling? Because it's very comical to a certain, you know, it gets comical to a certain point. Like, how do you do this?
I think you're right. Someone is trolling back in HQ for sure, because there's so many battlegrounds. Like, why does the other team all have melee and we're all ranged right now with Demon Hunters and Wizards?
Like, you want to win more
Like,
people?
One kill.
Yeah.
I feel like Battlegrounds is a ancient game mode, and like, while you guys suggest like great changes, to be honest, it's a well-known psychological mechanic to have that fear of missing out. I have zero hope that they'll ever add like a filtering system to the Battleground matchmaking.
Yeah.
So then, like, the next step is we just need a new game mode. Like, I feel like that's the focus, because you're never gonna get a filtering system. There's not enough players. They don't want to do that. It's against like the entire idea of mobile gaming in general. Like, I just don't see it ever.
But for a game focused on PvP and encouraging to get residents to be stronger, really for PvP, they're not really doing much updates for PvP.
I completely agree. That's the point I've been making constantly. It's like the part of the community that supports the game arguably the most, and has, you know, the most dedicated fan base. They have to play the most, and it's the whole point of the fucking game, Team World versus South system. And I feel like they get shafted the most out of everyone.
It's like, oh, here's
The
an
only
hour
thing they do is
vault.
give you more shit to buy. It's like, hey, here you go. Here's a better pack for you to buy. Thanks, Wells. Milk.
It's like, I didn't drop 2 down payments on my house to fucking do Farm Hell 8 faster. Like, no, that's not the point of this game.
My argument is that some updates should be going into PvP for sure. Like, give some of the update cycles to the PvP. Like, if we have to go without the next narrative, 20 minutes of story, so be it. But like, give people new game modes to actually play in at a minimum, and then give some people some non-resonance modes too, so that way people will shut up about resonance in the game and they can go do that if they want to. And then then we have everything.
Everybody happy here.
On the a good one for you guys. I just caught this on my stream. So I'm doing Shas RC, right? The Oasis circle. I'm farming. The whole group is following me. I got a full BC area. Run to the portal. Everybody's still chasing me when I run to the portal. I teleport to the town to go sell, turn in my pages, and then the entire group in a train is running towards the town, like still after me. Like, if it makes any sense.
Who needs
That's
a
actually
metro when you have
hilarious.
waterfall?
Look at this.
Who ran cheat on you?
Look at this. Hold on. I'm gonna share my Discord stream with you guys.
That's actually hilarious. I love that.
All right. So I'm.
That's what happens when you're famous, buddy. I guess the most famous player in all of Diablo right here.
Okay. That's what you meant.
Like, they're just following you, and then I'm gonna go to the portal. Like, they're still following me. I'm a waypoint to the town, and then look what happens.
Stop.
Look, I'm open the map. Look what's happening. Oh, he caught himself.
He just wants to, like-
He caught himself, but they start running towards you. They start running to the town.
Dude, I've
That's
never seen that before. I didn't realize there were bots that just follow you everywhere.
Well, it's just other players that are tapped out. I guess you could be semi-AFK if you're following somebody doing open world farming. But if that
Oh,
person...
these are people abusing the auto follow already?
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Dude, I already-
Oh my
I
god,
already
that's
started
even
it.
funnier, dude.
This is the mega strategy. What you do is you grab like 3 people, and then you have 3 people follow those 3 people, and then you like optimize your realm farm, so you have like 13 people farming realm like perfectly.
Yeah, like I killed 2 quick, so they don't have to do anything. They just got to pick up loot. But when I go sell my loot, they're still following me.
Dude, just bring them to like a
That's
random
so much
location.
funnier.
Let's get them killed.
But then I lose my gems. I still want to get my forge.
No. Those still in your party. As long as they're in your party of 4 in the same zone, you still get gems. They don't have to actually follow you. It'd be fine to bring them to a random location.
It's just funny.
No, that's why I love the auto follow feature. Like even the dungeons I was working today, I was like, yeah, let's follow my friend all the way to the dungeon, to the hidden lair.
People
Look at
hate
look at
that,
this.
though. Like people absolutely. Every game I've ever played, unless it's like RuneScape, like you're gonna find people like, oh, you're AFK farming. I'm gonna find every single possible way in the world to try to kill you. So you.
I know.
Oh, speaking of that, they gotta bring open world PvP for Immortal vs Shadows, so I can just like kill somebody who's taking over a farm spot.
That's
Make
funny.
the game so much better.
Well, I think the fishing is the closest thing you're going to get to that, buddy. So I hope you're going to sit down and enjoy that fishing.
Yeah, I never fish in any game, honestly.
Macro fishing. I'm sure there is
Did
going
lot
to be
of
a
Black
macro
Desert
fishing.
in my day.
Oh yeah. World of Warcraft had a lot of those. A lot of macro fishing.
Bro, I never fished in a while. That's my level 1 first aid, level 1 fishing, cooking, level 1.
All right, so
Yeah.
I'm going to wrap up the, at least for the recording here real quick. Gonna wrap up. Does anyone got any last points on the patch notes that we want to cover? Anything else we want to cover here? Has anyone ran dungeons since the
I
the
have
change?
done the dungeon.
I have,
yes,
and
I-
I thoroughly enjoy it. You can now kill Segith much faster.
Okay, so
Bale as well too, but Countess is still annoying and can't hit her during her talking phase.
it's fairly quicker though.
Yeah, by like a couple seconds, you know.
Okay.
The last
Yeah,
boss in SM, I was doing SM as the boosted dungeon. The last boss in SM, there was a phase where he would go invulnerable, and he would knock back, kind of like how Bayo used to do does in DE,
Okay.
and he doesn't do that anymore. You just the second you see the boss through the last phase, you just kill him one shot, so it's much faster.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like they should
Yeah.
if they want to like they're saying how they want to keep the lore or whatever the storyline within the cutscene, whatever the vulnerability phase. Like let us watch it once, and then after that, we could just one shot them if we have the ability to one shot them. Like no one actually listens to them. No one cares about the story on the dungeons.
The Shadow got something with the Path of Blood, but I really do feel as I just lost my Immortal Reign. I feel like Immortals need a little love. Nothing happens for the Immortal Dispatch. Hopefully next round something does. They need a lot of love on that side of the game, especially since we suffered a server merger with 4 servers in one. You took, the Immortal experience from 12 total clans that would have experienced that, and now he's giving down to only 3. And, it's only 300 players that are defending legendary gear that is being stolen by, 4 servers worth of Shadow clans. And the end of Reign, you don't have any gear, any loot that you can win. Everything gets stolen from the vaults. The vault's not any bigger. I mean, the Immortal ship right now, like I want to say a good 99% of people on my server don't want to be Immortal anymore because it's very,
Yeah.
very taxing.
Yes.
They need love, man. I hope that maybe on the 22nd something comes towards that, but right now that mechanic of the game is broken.
Yeah, I don't know how when that's ever going to change, because that is something that I can say for a fact has been sent as feedback, that the Shadow versus the Immortal system, in particular being the Immortal, is not worth its time. I mean, it's objectively better if you consider the Keon's Ordeal and the Legendary Crest, admittedly, but besides that, it needs a buff, and the rewards don't seem very good. And on top of that, there's less badges being handed out too. Like there's only one leader. Everyone else gets 8% from what I remember.
Yep.
And that also is just objectively worse. So it seems a little weird to me, in particular. And I know for a fact that feedback has been sent like multiple times by multiple people. And since the beginning, I mean, pretty much since the first fucking Reign, I remember people already figuring that out. I mean, Veld's laughing because he was there. Since the first fucking Reign, people were already on that point. People knew. So I still complain about that shit. So I'm not sure that's ever going to change, to be quite honest with you, which
No.
is a little bit of a bummer.
And what's
On the
even
motor right now. It's not
and what's even worse is that like I find these amazing triple level 515 gear on the immortal side the second like a Monday resets and we start doing these Zelda runs, and then once the shadow steals the gear, they get unidentified pieces of gear and they go identify and it's something even worse. So like the shadows are stealing gears that is inferior, and like everything is just a mess, bro. Everything is a mess.
I think I personally feel like literally Diablo Immortal's problems boil down to one thing, and that is everything in the game is just not rewarding enough. Like everything. PvP is not rewarding. Immortal system's not rewarding. We don't get enough rewarding from gems. We can't upgrade our gear. We can't get the resonance reward. The grind is too much for some people, like because it's not rewarding enough. It's like it's just like everything is just like, just give us a little bit more, please.
PvP is definitely not rewarding. We need to.
You're asking for too much, Vale. That's they can't be doing that to us. We can't be happy with this
If the reforged stones in PvP are at least were the ones you could choose, if at least you could pick between Tremor, between Vengeance, like at least that, or at least give 1, 2, 3 or top 10 like a little cosmetic that you can use for the month. Like there's no incentives, man, for you to go from top 10 to first, for you to get like 2, 3 additional reforged stones that you're not gonna roll anything you need is complete trash.
Yeah, and there's no records of your battlegrounds stats and stuff like that. So no one gives a shit about dying or going AFK. It's there to get the keys and get the fuck out.
I've never seen a mobile game that doesn't have like leaderboard rewards that matter. Honestly, I've never this is the first one I've ever played. I play a lot of these fucking mobile games, dude, and I've never seen a mobile game that when you place on a leaderboard, you're like, I got nothing. I mean, jack shit. And the only thing
it's a temporary leaderboard that's gonna be erased tomorrow.
It's terrible. It's like it's actually unbelievable. And what's amazing about it is you get fucking reforged stones that eventually become useless. So it's like in PvP, the place that costs the most money, you get the least rewards, which is just so mind blowing to me. Like I've never, even Clash of Clans, like what was it, 10 fucking years ago, figured this out. Like give the people that are the biggest guys the gems. Like how hard is it to figure out? There's no rewards for PvP.
Yeah, exactly. There's no rewards for any. No, Vale's right. There's no rewards for anything. So, yeah. So overall, this update, if you can even call it one, is pretty shit. But it is a good more of a quality of life bug fix instead of an actual patch update. They should even
They
announce
actually
it.
pranked me because if you look at the time, like they say the 21st, right? So that's 11 days from now. So really, we're not waiting. We didn't wait like 3 weeks for an update. We're waiting like 5 weeks for an update. Like realistically, it's kind of
yeah, it's an extension.
They just wanted to make you feel like, oh, okay, there's something in between these 5 weeks, but no, this is just a more of like a bug fix. Something they should have implemented in the game years ago.
Perhaps the new dungeon comes out for Storm Point with a new set piece. I mean, you can't release a new dungeon with 6 new pieces of gear that everybody's going to want to collect when we don't have even inventory space to put things. Yeah. So throwing the stash space up front, maybe it's a nice foreshadow that there's going to be more loot.
I mean this is the new class, right? So that's also another reason why they're introducing stash space, because do we know what stat it's going to be? Is it intelligence or strength?
I don't know.
Well, from the data file,
it's going to be
it's
intelligence.
strength, but from the data file, it's strength, but they can change it, just like that. So I wouldn't rely on that. It could be just a placeholder file they copied over from Barbarian or whatever. So they can still change it up.
Definitely needs an intelligence-based character.
What if he can be hybrid? He can do both intelligence and strength, the first class. So you can actually work both pieces, but whatever he equips, it'll be like if it can roll both strength and intelligence, but he only used one of those stats.
Sounds like extra programming work that they went to.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, my bad. Shouldn't be asking too much. Yeah, but it is I don't know. It's like a paladin and WoW. It's like intelligence-based tank. So this could be something cool. Intelligence-based melee class.
To me, Blood Knight's always been drain tank, like intelligence based. You're like not super tanky, but then you like do a lot of like magical blood magic and you heal up that way. Like that's what I think of. I would never expect it to be a strength class. There's no way.
Yeah, me
Exactly.
neither.
Yeah.
I wasn't
just-
gambling.
I'm waiting for
on-
the Tempest Veiled. I'm with you.
Look at that. I teleported to town, and one of the guy that was following me now is running all the way to town. I just opened my map.
That's funny.
I did one.
Yeah, just bring him to somewhere like super far and just leave the party.
That's so funny.
I can already see some players in my server thinking that these are bots running so weird and end up reporting them. Like, look at them, they are botting. Look at their movement. This is gonna be a thing now.
Report doesn't do anything.
All right, well, I'm gonna end the recording here. Thanks, guys, for having the chat, and we can still chat and all that. I'll stay, but I'm just ending my recording here. So
good,
thanks for watching. I'll put a link to everyone's channel down below. Any last comments or anything before I hit end?
I don't think the new dungeon is going to bring excitement into the player, because right now, as DM said, that we actually need more events, more things happening inside the game that makes you feel like that your time is actually worth it. The effort that you are putting inside your grind and time is actually worth it. There's just one event always going on that is not enough. We need more ways to get these telluric pearls, normal legendary quests, or other stuff that actually excite players, and that is actually lacking a lot. And at this point, if they bring another dungeon to the game, that is actually more big grinding that we have to do, the 6 new set items that we have to go through, another dungeon that we have to grind. So it's going to be a more mess if they don't improve the quality of time with giving us more rewards. That is what I feel at this point, because I have been farming like 150 dungeons every single day right now just to upgrade my gear pieces, the Damari, and I can tell you it is not fun. I have been watching Netflix while farming, and still I get headache. So it's not fun. There should be more ways to get these materials so I can actually play less and
I have a
enjoy
question
my
for
time
everyone here.
doing something else.
Yeah,
Well,
what's your
that's-
question?
that's deep.
I have a question for everyone here. Who loves doing dungeons?
I
I
don't.
don't.
I'm an anti-dungeon advocate. Always been. Ever
No one here
Yeah,
like
no.
doing dungeons, but that is what we're going to get with Team Agent.
I wa- I
Yes, you
was
guys
gonna
do.
say one last thing. And that is, everyone has to go follow Datamine, because there's literally no greater excitement I've ever received from Diablo Immortal than seeing my greatest hopes in the game and then just never coming to the game because Blizzard is too slow. But
Hey, at least
excited to read those
he's been accurate though. He's been good.
He's
Yeah,
so
Datamine's
accurate.
a
Pretty
fucking
accurate.
MVP, bro. But you
Everyone
know,
is scared of him.
2 things for you guys. One, I don't know if none of you guys by any chance ever don't play the game for a whole week, but I had a clan member that didn't play. He went on a cruise. When he came back, there was an entire new event for him where he got a bunch of set items and a bunch of rewards for being out of the game for a whole week. So I don't know if you guys remember the talks that if you stop playing the game for a while and you come back, they'll give you incentive. There is an event like that happening that gives a lot of rewards and a lot of experience. And the other thing is nobody spend money in this game to do PvE.
exactly perfect. And that's there you go. That's more the lesson. Everybody play Hogwarts Legacy. Take a break from Diablo. So
No,
yeah.
That is actually a good advice.
I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys February 22nd.
All right, there it is. That's we'll come back on the 22nd and have the next discussion and figure out exactly how we feel about the update once we actually see it in person, since we're all kind of just speculating at this point.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be happier by then. All right.